Welcome back to Questions with Mike. One of the most common questions that I get asked as somebody who has three businesses, members of staff, clients, I am also a martial arts coach and I volunteer, is how do you manage your time? Now, number one, I don't think I'm particularly good at managing my time. I think I've gotten better over the last 5 years because I've had to. And also when you have numerous what feel like almost nervous breakdowns, then you kind of adjust or you give up, right? So I've gotten a little bit better. I still don't think I'm great at time management, if I'm honest with you, but it has helped me to, build up some modicum of success. And for me, it is something I get asked about a lot, particularly from graduates. And I think it's the most common place where people fall down is just not being prepared. And by being prepared, I mean, when you woke up this morning, did you know what you were going to do? Now, for most people, they will have a rough idea, right? I'm going to go to work, I've got to go to class, I've got to study something, I've got to finish something. But there's a lot of sort of wiggle room within that, right? Now, what I tend to find is when I plan my day, my week out, and also am reasonably harsh in my self-assessment, which is basically, hey Mike, you know that thing that you said you were going to do, did you actually fucking do it? Or are you just full of shit? And this is really important. Now, I watched a video from a creator who I really enjoy consuming her content. Some of you may know her husband, called Alex Hormozi, but I really quite enjoy Layla. Because I enjoy the stuff that she talks about business, and just generally about strategic things, the what to do. And, she recently did a video about productivity, and ultimately, I tend to agree, which is productivity is about how much shit you get done. And if you're not getting enough shit done, then you're just not managing your time very well. And today for me has been a creating day, right? So I like to have a theme for the day, a particular thing. Because I have 3 different businesses, days need to have themes. And I will split up my day. My mornings will be creating time, or generally up to about lunchtime, so we're coming towards the end of that. Though I must add, today has not been particularly productive in my mind. And then afternoons are reserved for manager time, which is something that comes from a guy called Paul Graham, who was a founder of Y Combinator, which is a really famous startup incubator. And he talked about maker time and manager time, because if you need to sit down and really concentrate on something, the chances are the best time to do it is when you have as little distraction and most brain power possible. And for me, that's during the day, that's in the morning, that's between about sort of 8 till 12, something like that. And I tend to find, for me personally, I can't do high-level creative work for more than 4 hours a day. And the reason why I'm sharing all of this with you is, how organised are you? So I have a calendar on my phone. I've actually just gone through and retweaked that system a little bit more, so it's kind of categorised. So I know exactly what I'm doing. I know when my meetings are. So I do consults Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Now, people wouldn't know this, but I will not take a meeting in the morning. Just absolutely not. I won't meet anybody in the morning. Even if I had a member of staff who said, "Oh, can we meet in the morning?" I'd be like, "Why?" No. Because, and Layla shared her favourite quote today, and I just thought, wow, that's brilliant. Because saying no is not saying no. Saying no does not mean no. Saying no means saying yes to the things that really matter. And particularly if you're a graduate and you're looking for a job, there will be lots of things that you want to say yes to. There are lots of temptations, desires, particularly with this, right? Now, a phone is normally something that I'd leave in the kitchen, which is probably why I'm not having the most productive day. But there are lots of little things that you can do to manage your time better. Number one, the simplest thing, plan your day the day before. Plan your day even better before you leave wherever you are, like your workplace, whether that be your place of study, the place where you're doing stuff. And then when you get to work the next day, try and avoid distractions as much as possible. So I try not to obsessively check my email, often fail, not to obsessively check WhatsApp, often fail. But when I do succeed, it is glorious, because ultimately what all of this does is that it makes me feel better, because I have a greater sense of self-esteem because I'm keeping the promises that I make to myself. And I find that there is nothing that quite chips away at my sense of feeling like I am living a good life than when I'm just not doing all the things that I said that I would do. And slowly it makes me feel doubtful. It makes me begin to feel a bit small and silly and insignificant. So time management is really very important, because anybody can do anything within reason. Most people don't, because they will let other people and things manage their time for them. And social media is a great example of this. The news, I don't watch the news. I don't engage with social media, apart from for business purposes. And even I still can struggle with distractions, big time. Particularly one thing I find that is really useful is just not opening the jar or opening Pandora's box. So if I wake up in the morning and I don't check my email and I don't check my WhatsApp messages, because I'm really not that important. And I also have a call screener on during the day. So only people that I work with can call me, no one else. And someone said to me the other day, one of the young women who works with me, she was like, "Oh, but what about your friends? What about your family?" I was like, "What about them?" I was like, "The people who really know me know that I don't like being bothered at work, so they stopped doing that years ago. Anybody who does bother me at work is probably just chancing it, because sometimes I'll check my phone during the day and then maybe give them a call back. But if it's an emergency, call 999. Why are you calling me? I don't want to get sucked into someone's drama." Because as soon as you get I don't know how it is for anybody else, but for me, it's just game over. I can lose an hour in my day just from an unnecessary distraction. So do that. Plan your day the day before, wake up, remove as much distraction as possible. Give yourself an environment where you feel like you want to work. If you're not working great in your room, get out to a library, get to a little coffee shop. Change of environment does a world of good. And, aggressively say no to the world until you've done the thing that you want to do. Because I guarantee you, after that, you will feel absolutely fucking fantastic for the rest of the day. Because you'll feel like you achieved the thing that you really wanted to do. And you will have so much more fun. You will engage so much better with your friends, your family, your partner, because you're not feeling guilty about that promise that you didn't keep to yourself, which no one knows that you broke.